Hi Taurus, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence, and today is for the week of June 28th, last week of June, to July 4th. So happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July to all the other Americans out there. Of course, I'm American obviously, so I'm wearing my colors for you. But also to the rest of the world, welcome in. Thanks for coming. Okay, this week I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. This is an incredible oracle deck that I love and have learned so much from, and so I appreciate that so much. I'm also using the Tarot of the Spirit by Pamela and Joyce Eakins, one of my soul decks that I've learned so much from. I have a book right up there on my shelf. Incredible decks, both of these. So Taurus, this week, last week we had that full moon in Capricorn, and as the moon wanes and gets smaller and smaller and smaller over 2 weeks until the new moon, it's a process of letting go of things that we need to. And Capricorn's all about career, finances, things we build up in life, you know, things that we take time doing over a long period of time. So old stuff that maybe we need to let go of. So that's a good healthy thing. And so that might be a little bit of a process happening for you right now in the interim week. We have Mercury that went direct and is speeding up slowly but surely and should be back up to full speed by the 7th. So that's clarity, more and more clarity every day this week. Fabulous. Thank God for that. I know Mercury retrograde, it's my planet. Oh, there's your card. It is my planet, so when it goes into retrograde, I go into retrograde. And my words get flubby. All right, so we got the seed. The seed for you. Interesting card. All right, I will read that to you in a minute. Then we have 4 other planets in retrograde, and this is a summer thing, right? Summer retrogrades. They're the outer planets. And the further we go out into the universe, the further we go out into our ancestry. So it's about family in many ways. And in retrograde, we kind of go inward and take stock. Take stock of time spent with families, right? Summer, spending time with kids, spending time with whomever, doing things together. It's nice. It's a nice time for that. And in Cancer season, it's often about that. Home, family, that kind of thing. Home and heart. Okay, first card has popped out, so now I'm going to cut the deck for you. There we have it. I'll lay your 9 cards and we will start in. Okay. We have the 2 of wind, the 2 of fire. So that's air, fire. Sister of air, the emperor, the 5 of air, the 10 of earth, the mother of air, the 1 ace of air. Wow. Lots of clarity. Moving forward in your thinking. That's incredible. And ending with the Empress, that's fabulous. Right above that, the 10 of Pentacles. And a message coming in about something very solid that's going to be incredibly, it has incredible growth potential, is what I'm trying to say. All right. There is some conflict, and I think it's just the not knowing. It's like, Mercury, will you hurry up, speed up for me this week? So you might feel a little ornery because you want news more quickly than it comes, because the first card is the 2 of air. So that might be what's happening for you right now. You're not sure. You've got the 2 of air and the 2 of fire. I'm not sure which direction I'm going in yet, but you will find out. Taurus. At the bottom of the deck, yes, the 10 of air, 10 of wind. So this is bugging you. It's bugging you up here. You're ready for the decision. The final decision. Okay, so let's read the seed and see. Seed is something brand new. See, well, something's coming, Taurus. Something new. All right, let's look at the seed for you, Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Yes. Okay. Here we have it. The seed. The beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They're not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning. or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Isn't that what I said? Yeah. Pay particular attention to what agitates you right now, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. Isn't that true? We need that grit, right? The pearl can't develop without the grit, the irritant, the thing that requires change, and that's the center card of your reading, that Five of Wind. So there's something, and when you look at this, you can see you're bumping up against a growth edge. So if you imagine you're the seed in the center, it's like to expand yourself, you got to bump up against an edge. And again, life gets a little edgy when we do this, right? That makes such sense to me. I love that so much. One of the alchemist's favorite images is the pearl. The irritant over time becomes the treasure. What is your grit? The true seed is elusive. If we follow any story toward its origin, it spirals further and further back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit that it bears. Oh, that is so quantum. I love that so much. I often use the analogy of the Horton and the Who. Everything is a Horton and everything is a Who. Right? And in this, everything is an oak tree, everything is an acorn, right? I love that so much for you. First thing I do want to say, because I see the Empress here and the Emperor on the table with the seed. Anybody have any idea what I might say, Taurus? If you're looking to perchance have a child, get pregnant, this could be a time for you, okay? And the new moon in Cancer is mother, so someone may be having a baby very soon, within the next couple of weeks or so, but also somebody could be getting pregnant at that time, so just be aware of that. Okay, so that was the first thing I thought of. And it may be very worrisome for you, okay? It may be worrisome, you may be worried about it. So if there's been a lot of, okay, with this Ten of Wind at the bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords, I'm getting a lot of back pain for someone that has been pregnant. There's been a lot of back pain for you. Or you're worried about back labor. You're kind of freaking yourself out about it. And it's like, don't worry, Eight of Cups, still waters. Look at the egg, almost like eggs, right? For some of you, it will be 7 or 8 hours of labor. Wow, I am really hearing this. Okay. But for others of you, I think maybe perchance, okay, I'm just going to say what I see. Like I said, this deck, it takes me so deeply in. For some of you, I think you got pregnant in Gemini season, and perchance, I think that maybe you might have lost the baby then, but I think that it may be time to try again, okay? That's for one person out there. All right, let's do this. We're going to go horizontal, we're going to go vertical, big picture. The seed, something is beginning for you, Taurus. So we have the Two of Swords, or the Two of Air, and in this, the Two of Wind. It's called the Crossing. And this is being in two minds about something. It's usually a decision that needs to be made. Then the Two of Fire, what path to take, or the convergence. Discussing the convergence, what path to take. Perhaps you're discussing whether or not to start something new, either perchance having a child. This could involve your parents as well. Cancer is the season of mother, so if you're going home to see your parents, there may be a decision about that. Maybe you haven't been able to because of COVID, and you're discussing taking that path, going and making a decision here with the Sister of Wind. Okay, this is seeking information. Some of you are also just waiting on a decision. You have thought about something to death, you're done with it, you know that you have to move forward on something else, and so you're just waiting on some decision to come in. Waiting on a decision. Okay. Then with the Emperor, I see the 5 of Wind, the 5 of Air, which is in this deck called Fear. So maybe some fears coming up about the great work, or the 10 of Pentacles. A lifelong thing, something that you want to do long term. This is security. It's a long-term job, full-time work. It is legacy. It can be inheritance, family, things like that. Okay, it's long term. So let me look. So someone's worried. Someone's definitely worried perhaps about their finances if you're waiting on news of a new job. Okay, that's potential. And under that, the Empress, which is about growth and abundance. So looks good. And whatever was happening before, that could end. And this new seed, this new beginning can happen for you, Taurus. That's for someone looking for work. Okay. So, let me think. I think the masculine here, this father figure or whatever, is definitely worried about long-term finances, stability, security, 4th house things. That makes sense. So there might be some pressure there. And this week, perhaps the masculine in the home, and I'm really seeing this as the masculine and feminine. It can be 2 sides of self if you live alone, certainly. But for many of you, I think probably most of you, I think this is a relationship. So either your parents or yourself and your spouse, potentially. Okay? I see that there is some worry about this long-term security, trying to make the right decision, waiting for an answer about long-term plans, and having some fear about it. I think a lot of people have been in this state, of course, with the economy, right, and COVID, and everyone trying to be safe, trying to make good decisions, and trying to deal well with change, which brings up fear and, you know, a lot of overthinking, and that causes a lot of mental stress and tension. That is about to end with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Earth, right? The 10 of Air and Earth. Because you've thought about it, you're going to make a decision, and it's going to be a long-term decision coming soon. All right, so that's a good thing, really. Then we have the Mother of Wind, and this is about following your intuition about it. This is about knowing what you really want and seeing things clearly. Because for me, the Queen of Swords has not only intelligence, she has intuition. That's why she is able to not just take it in and learn what she's seeing with clarity. She's able to verbalize it. So she has standards, she has boundaries. She's able to speak with self-assurance and just know-how. So this is when you finally get the answer. You're going to know, in other words, trust your intuition. You're going to find out. The One of Wind, the answer. This is the Ace of Swords, the answer. It's victory and truth next to the Empress. So this is beautiful. This is saying something really good. You're going to get a yes answer here. Okay, a yes answer. Especially because you got the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's the end of the last, deciding to end something else, with the 1 here to begin something new. So anybody who's looking for a new job, this looks good, Taurus. And I wouldn't worry too much about these finances. But with the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, you may be in a little bit of a negative mind space, and you really want to try to figure that out, because if you stay in a state of 5 of Swords, in a state of fear and worry, and you have only fearful and worrying thoughts, you can actually end up blocking, right? Blocking. You don't want to block what's meant to come in for you, okay? So really try to, choose the positive way of thinking. Choose the positive outlook so that you feel better, and just wait for the answer to come in. Meanwhile, just enjoy the synergy and the new beginning that you have here together. And know that what is coming in is a beautiful thing. The Empress is always a blessing. This card, it's just one of my favorite cards because it's always about growth. It's always about the enhancement of things and the productivity. It's creativity, it's productivity, it's abundance. And I don't just mean money. I mean, it can be with the Ten of Earth on top of it. Certainly can be a good amount of money. But it's more than that. It's riches, the riches of life. You know, it's a wealth of happiness, a wealth of time, a wealth of friends, a wealth of beauty in your life. It's so many wonderful things. So this is a gorgeous reading, and this seed is going to grow. Absolutely. You are at the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, Taurus. So no fear. Absolutely. Try really hard not to have any fear. This lifelong great work that you're working on, this legacy that you're working on, it will come to pass. And if this is a couple, it's a power couple. Right there. Yes, it is. All right, so follow your intuition. Be in that state of curiosity and intuition, and just let the convergence come, okay? Wow, Taurus, that's a great reading for you. I am excited. Please leave me a comment. Let me know about your new beginning. I'd be very interested. All right, and if you enjoyed the video, please do support the channel. Give me a thumbs up and click on that subscription button and the bell so that you can get notified for next week's reading. All right, you take care. I wish you well. Have kindness, reverence, and gratitude every day. Okay, it'll come to you back. I promise. That's the way it works. It just does. Take care. Thanks, Taurus. Bye.